Hello, welcome to another session of Turbo Machine. So today we'll solve one problem that is related to third module. So that is Parsons turbine. This is the problem that is related to Parsons turbine or 50% reaction turbine. So I have written the problem statement. We'll read out the problem statement and we'll extract the given data. So the problem statement is something like this. So in a Parsons turbine, the axial velocity of flow is 0.5 times the mean blade speed. The outlet angle of the blade is 20 degree, diameter of blade ring is 1.3 meters and the rotational speed is 3000 rpm. Determine inlet blade angle, power developed for steam flow rate of 65 kg per second and isentropic enthalpy drop, right? And stage efficiency is 80%. So this is the problem statement. First we'll extract the given data. So the type of turbine it is 50% reaction turbine, that is Parsons turbine. So Parsons turbine is also called as 50% reaction turbine or 0.5 reaction turbine. So here the axial velocity of flow, the axial velocity of the flow is, this axial velocity of the flow is nothing but Vf, right? So usually in Parsons turbine what happens, Vf1 is equal to Vf2, right? Vf1 is equal to Vf2, and here this Vf, right, Vf1 is equal to Vf2 is equal to Vf, we are considering it as Vf, we are considering at Vf here. So Vf is 0.5 times the mean blade speed. So we can say that Vf is equal to 0.5 times u, 0.5 times u. The outlet angle of blade is 20 degree. So beta 2 is 20 degree. Here the outlet angle of blade is beta 2 and is 20 degree. Determine, diameter of the blade ring is 1.3 meters and rotational speed. So n is 3000 rpm. So here we need to determine inlet blade angle, that is beta 1, then power developed, that is to be calculated for steam flow rate of 65 kg per second, and isentropic enthalpy drop. So these are to be calculated, and here one more given condition is that the stage efficiency is 80%. Okay, we'll extract the given data. So I have listed here, as you can see. Okay, so as you can see here, so here the axial velocity of the flow, that we call it as Vf, right? So axial velocity of the flow for Parsons turbine, so for Parsons turbine Vf1 is equal to Vf2 is equal to Vf. So this axial velocity of the flow is 0.5 times the mean blade speed, So we can say that Vf is equal to, so this relation is very important here. So Vf is equal to 0.5 times u, right? This is given condition in the problem. And for and it is a type of Parsons turbine where reaction is 0.5 or 50% reaction turbine it is. So here the outlet blade angle is 20 degree. This angle is given. Outlet blade angle is beta 2 is equal to 20 degree. It is given. And the diameter of the blade ring is given, that is 1.3 meters, and speed is 3000 rpm, right? Rotational speed is 3000 rpm. So we need to calculate beta 1 blade inlet angle, right? Then power developed and isentropic drop. Isentropic drop is delta H naught dash. So these three are to be calculated, right? Along with that, stage efficiency is given. So stage efficiency is, that is 80%. So 0.8 is the stage efficiency. So these are all the values that are given. So for Parsons turbine, already we have discussed this in previous video for Parsons turbine. So for Parsons turbine, these are the important conditions that are to be imposed, right? So the very first condition is alpha 1 is equal to beta 2, right? So here in this problem, the blade outlet angle is given. As you can see, beta 2 value is given. So alpha 1 is equal to beta 2. So beta 2 value is given, that is 20 degree. So the same is implemented for alpha 1 also. So here alpha 1 is equal to beta 2 is equal to 20 degree. Why? Because beta 2 value is given here, that is beta 2 is equal to 20 degree. So the same value is to be implemented for alpha 1 also. So this is first condition. So alpha 1 is equal to beta 2. then alpha 2 is equal to beta 1. So this is the second condition for Parsons turbine. Similarly, V1 is equal to VR2, then V2 is equal to VR1, right? So if these all conditions are satisfied, then automatically Vf1 is equal to Vf2. So this is equal to, I will consider it as Vf. This will I consider it as Vf, right? So this is very important condition for Parsons turbine. Alpha 1 is equal to beta 2 and alpha 2 is equal to beta 1. Similarly, V1 is equal to VR2, V2 is equal to VR1, and Vf1 is equal to Vf2, that is equal to Vf, right? So always remember that for any Parsons turbine, the velocity triangle will be symmetric to y-axis, as you can see here. So I have drawn a Parsons turbine here. So it is a Parsons turbine. So you can see, so here alpha 1 is equal, these two angles are same, Similarly, beta 1 and alpha 2 angles are same here. So Vf1 is equal to Vf2. So these are also same here. Similarly, V1 is equal to VR2, and V2 is equal to VR1. So again here these all conditions are to be satisfied here for any 50% reaction turbine. And always remember, if we cut this velocity triangle in y-axis, so a mirror image will be formed. If I cut this at the center, right, so a mirror image will be formed. So that is nothing but a Parsons turbine, right? So this is the general diagram for Parsons turbine. So make sure that alpha 1, these two angles are similar. Alpha 1 is equal to beta 2, these two angles are similar. Then beta 1 is equal to alpha 2, these two angles will remain same, right? Then V1 is equal to VR2. So the length of V1 and VR2 will remain same. Similarly, the length of V2 and VR1 will remain same. And Vf1 is equal to Vf2. This condition is also satisfied. So Vf1 is equal to Vf2. So this we call it as Vf as axial velocity of flow. As you can see here, axial velocity of the flow is Vf. So this is equal to Vf1 is equal to Vf2. Okay. So we'll solve this problem by analytical method. We'll solve this. So the velocity triangle what I have drawn here, it is without scale. So at the end of the problem we need to draw the velocity triangle with the scale, right? So just to understand the concept of Parsons turbine, I have drawn this velocity triangle, right? Okay, now we will solve the problem by analytical method, right? Okay. So first we'll go with u is equal to, the first equation will go with u is equal to, right? So u is equal to pi dn by 60. So this is the tangential velocity. So tangential of blade speed, u is equal to pi dn by 60. So just substitute the values here. So pi into 1.3 into 3000 divided by 60. So if you do the calculation, you will get 204.2 meters per second, right? So this is the value of u. So in the problem it is clearly given Vf is equal to 0.5 times u, right? Vf. So I have calculated the value of u here. As you know, this is the value of u. So now I can calculate the value of Vf. So this implies Vf is equal to 0.5 times u, 204.2. So I will get 102.1 meters per second. Okay. So now consider the triangle. ACD. So now consider triangle ACD. So this triangle you consider A, C and D. Okay. So consider the triangle ACD. Triangle ACD. So VU1 is equal to VF1 divided by tan of alpha 1, right? So in the problem already we know the value of alpha 1, right? Alpha 1 is equal to beta 2, as you can see here. Alpha 1 is equal to beta 2. This angle is already given. So we also know the value of Vf. So Vf1 is equal to Vf2, right? That is equal to Vf. So we also know the value of Vf. So this implies, so by this relation we can calculate Vu1 is equal to, so Vf1 is 102.1 divided by tan of 20, right? So we get Vu1 is equal to 280.5 meters per second. 280.5 meters per second. Okay, now consider triangle. Now consider triangle ACD. ADC. It is ADC, ADC or ACD. Same triangle. Now consider ACD again. One more triangle here, right? So same triangle ACD or ADC. Same triangle. So now we will calculate sine of alpha 1 is equal to, from this equation we can calculate V1, right? So sine of alpha 1 is given by, sine of alpha 1 is equal to, so Vf1 divided by V1. So as you can see here, so sine of alpha 1, so in this triangle ACD, so we have the value alpha 1, and we also know the opposite of this, that is Vf1. This value is known. So sine of alpha 1 is opposite by base. So opposite is Vf1, sine of alpha 1 is opposite by hypotenuse. It is sine of alpha 1, right? Sine of alpha 1. What is sine of alpha 1? So sine of alpha 1 is Vf1, it is opposite, divided by hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is V1. So by this equation we can calculate the value of V1. Okay. So as you can see here, so sine of alpha 1 is equal to Vf1 divided by V1. So Vf1 is opposite and V1 is hypotenuse. So this implies V1 is equal to Vf1 divided by sine of alpha 1. So this implies V1 is equal to, what is Vf1? Vf1 is 102.1 divided by sine of 20. So we'll get V1 is equal to, it is 102.1 divided by sine of 20. So we'll get 298.5 meters per second, right? 298.5 meters per second. Okay, since we have calculated the value of V1 here, so for Parsons turbine one more condition is to be implemented. So V1 is equal to VR2, right? So if I take the velocity triangle here, general form of velocity triangle for Parsons turbine, so this V1 is equal to VR2. So these two line lengths will remain same, V1 and VR2. So V1 is equal to VR2. So this condition, V1 is equal to VR2, right? V1 is equal to VR2. Okay, so this is equal to V1 is equal to VR2 is equal to 298.5 meters per second. Okay, so now consider triangle BDC. So consider triangle BDC, that is BDC, right? So BDC, so consider the triangle BDC here, B, D and C, right? Consider this triangle BDC, right? So here tan of beta 1 is equal to, so opposite is Vf1 divided by x. So how you are going to calculate x here? Vu1 minus u, right? So Vu1 minus u is nothing but x here. So tan of beta 1, this parameter is x here, as you can see here. So this is x. So what is tan of beta 1? Tan of beta 1 is opposite, that is Vf divided by x. So how you are going to calculate x? So Vu1 minus u. So VU1 is V1 cos of alpha 1, right? So hope you can understand this part. Okay, so this is equal to, this implies beta 1 is equal to beta 1 is equal to tan inverse of into bracket. So VF1 is VF1, that is 102.1 divided by so what is VU1? VU1 is V1 cos of alpha 1 minus u, right? So VU1 is nothing but V1 cos of alpha 1 minus u. So again I am going to implement the values here. Beta 1 is equal to tan inverse of, right, tan inverse of into bracket 102.1 divided by V1 is so 298.5 minus u value of u is 204.2, right? So now I can calculate beta 1 is equal to, so beta 1 is equal to, so tan inverse of into bracket, so 102.1 divided by 298.5 minus 204.2. So we'll get beta 1 is equal to, right, beta 1 is equal to so as you can see here, so beta 1 is equal to tan inverse of 102.1, that is VF1 divided by V1 cos of alpha 1. So this is V1 into cos of alpha 1 is 20 minus 204.2. So it is the equation will be something like this. Beta 1 is equal to tan inverse of 102.1 whole divided by 298.5 into cos of 20 minus 204.2. So if I calculate this part, so I am going to get 53.22 degree. So we have obtained the value of beta 1 is equal to 53.22 degree. Okay, so now consider triangle BEF. So now consider the triangle BEF, right, in the velocity triangle, as you can see here, BEF. So B, E and F. So consider this triangle BEF. So what is the value of VU2? So VU2 is nothing but VR2 cos of beta 2 minus u, right? So you know this part. So consider the triangle BEF. So VU2 is equal to, so VU2 is equal to VR2 cos of beta 2 minus u. So this is equal to, we have obtained the value of VR2. So VR2 is how much? VR2. So VR2 is 298.5 into cos of 20 minus u. We already know the value of u here. So 204.2, right? So if you do the calculation, we will get the value of u2 is equal to 76.32 meters per second, right? Okay, now this beta 1 value, beta 1 is equal to, so here it should be equal to alpha 2 as per the given condition here, this part, right? This is very important for Parsons turbine. Beta 1 is equal to alpha 2. Okay, now so we'll calculate the power here. So power is equal to m into u into bracket VU1 plus VU2 divided by 1000 kilowatt, right? So this is given by power is equal to m is mass flow rate is given, that is 60 how much it is, mass flow rate 65 kg. So here mass flow rate is given, so m dot is equal to 65 kg per second, it is 65 kg per second. So 65 multiplied by u is 204.2 into bracket VU1 is, so VU1 So it is V1 cos of alpha 1 minus VU2. VU2 is 76.32 whole divided by 1000. So we'll get power is equal to, okay, I will rewrite the equation one more time. 65 into 204.2 into bracket VU1 is V1 cos of alpha 1, right? So V1 is how much? 298.5 into cos of 20 minus 76.32 whole divided by 1000. So we'll get power is equal to, so 65 into bracket, 65 into 204.2 into bracket 298.5 into cos of 20 minus 76.32 bracket close divided by 1000. So we'll get power is equal to, so as you can see here, I have calculated all the values here. So we have calculated the power is equal to M into U into VU1 plus VU2 divided by 1000. So we will get 4736.34 kilowatt. So here the mass flow rate is 65 kg per second. U value is already known, that is 204.2. VU1 is 280.5 that we have calculated, and VU2 is 76.32 meters per second. So substitute all the values, you will get power is equal to 4736.34 kilowatt. Then we need to calculate this actual enthalpy drop. So actual enthalpy drop is given by delta H is equal to, that is nothing but work done. Actual enthalpy drop is nothing but work done. So work done is equal to U into bracket VU1 plus VU2. So just substitute the value. So M parameter is not there in case of actual enthalpy drop. M parameter, we are considering mass flow rate as 1 here. So that is the actual enthalpy drop, right? So it is given by U into bracket VU1 plus VU2. So just substitute the values and calculate. So we'll get 72.86 kilojoules per meter, right? So this is regarding actual enthalpy drop. Now stage efficiency. So stage efficiency value is given in the problem, that is 0.8. so that value is given here. So stage efficiency is given by, as you can see here, stage efficiency is equal to actual enthalpy drop divided by isentropic enthalpy drop, right? So 0.8, this value is given 0.8. This 0.8 is equal to, so actual enthalpy drop divided by isentropic enthalpy drop. So in the problem we need to calculate isentropic enthalpy drop, right? This is the isentropic enthalpy drop, this denominator part. So I will rearrange it. So isentropic enthalpy drop is equal to actual enthalpy drop divided by stage efficiency, right? So we have already calculated the actual enthalpy, that is 76.86 divided by stage efficiency is 0.8. So if you do the calculation, you will get 91.1 kg per kilojoules per kg. So this is how you have to solve the problem. Okay, thank you one and all for attending the session, and make sure that you have to draw the velocity triangle with scale. You have to draw the velocity triangle with scale. So the velocity triangle will be something like this, but make sure that you have to draw the velocity triangle by scale, right? So I have not drawn the velocity triangle with scale. You have to draw the velocity triangle with the scale. So the value of V1, so V1 is how much? V1 is, in the problem it is, we have solved, so it is 298.5 meters per second. 298, as you can see here, the value of V1 is how much? 298.5. so you have to choose the scale such that it should fix in the paper, right? So I will just give the scale, which scale you have to, on which scale you have to draw. So 298 it is. So here you can choose the scale of 1 centimeter is equal to 25 meters per second. So you can choose the scale 1 centimeter is equal to 25 meters per second, and for V1 we are getting somewhere around 11.92 centimeters. The length of V1 will be 11.92, so it is 298 divided by 25. So 25 is the scale, right? So with this you can easily draw the velocity triangle, and the length of V1 will be 11.92 centimeters if you draw on the paper, right? So you have to draw the velocity triangle by assuming the scale 1 centimeter is equal to 25 meters per second. Okay, thank you all of you.